Okay, apologies for the lighting being terrible. I'm in the car, just got out of the theater. If you can see it in the background, but I just went and saw one battle after another. I'm a huge. I don't even really know where to start with this review, to be honest. There's a lot to kind of dive into, and this is going to be spoiler free. I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. He's my favorite actor of all time, always will be. So anytime he's in a movie, I'm gonna be there as soon as I can to see it. And this one didn't disappoint. And like I said, I don't know really where to start. I avoided trailers at all costs for the most part. I think I saw like a teaser trailer and then one trailer in full. So a lot of this was a surprise to me, both what happened in the movie and as far as characters go, or actors. I didn't know which actors, actresses all would be in here, so some of those faces shocked me when I actually saw them, which was a nice surprise. But this is a movie that came with a lot of hype. And you'll see these all over like Facebook, Instagram videos where they kind of look fake. Like, at least I did. I don't know if you guys are the same, but there was a bunch saying, oh, 10 out of 10. Like those Rotten Tomatoes reviews, 10 out of 10, perfect score, everybody loves it. And that kind of puts me off sometimes. Like, are they just hyping it up because it's not as great as they expect it to be, or buzz isn't enough to get people or butts in the seats? But this one lived up to it for me. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but I think I'll get the score out of the way right now. I'm at least giving it a 9 out of 10. Let's start with actors. Leonardo killed it. He's now, it wasn't anything spectacular, but he did what he needed to do. I enjoyed his character, and he's one of those actors, which is why he's my favorite, that whatever role he takes, for the most part, you see that character, you still see Leo, because he's that dude. He's everywhere. He's so prominent. He's a huge star, and he's been around for ages. But you still buy into the character that he's playing. The only thing that I was worried about as far as his character, like coming into the movie, was his relationship between him and Tiana Taylor. Now, I'm not as familiar with her. I think I know her. She does music, I believe, and then she had a relationship with Amon or something at some point. So that's how I know her. But she killed it. So I don't. If she has any other movies, let me know that I should check out, or any other TV shows or anything of that nature. She was phenomenal in this, and the relationship was believable right off the bat. When they first interact, it's like a little awkward. But and you kind of say, Leo and Tiana, they're not like a match. You wouldn't put them together on Love Island or nothing like that. But no, in this movie, they were great together. Their chemistry spoke to me. I thought that was great. It was somewhat brief, but it worked for the time it was there. Tiana Taylor, I touched on her already. She was phenomenal. Sean Penn, I don't know the last movie I saw of him, but first off, I'm a bit of a fitness guy, and he was ripped up in this movie. He had veins popping. They actually made fun of how tight his shirt was in the movie, but that was great. He was great. I mentioned that I haven't seen a movie of his in a while, because I didn't know what to expect from him as like the antagonist or the villain. But he was great. Like, he was crazy. He came across as a villain even without like with minimal dialogue. Like, he didn't have to say much. You just knew something was off with him. But he was still subdued. But uh, some things about these types of villains in these types of movies, they can overdo it a little bit, and or they'll come across as kind of jokerish, but he didn't do that. I thought he was perfect. He kept even keel for the majority of the movie. The way he bounced with different characters, his interactions with everybody, even just emoting, that's something I usually praise Leonardo for, and he was great, of course. But he Sean Penn surprised me in this movie, so he was phenomenal. 10 out of 10 for him. Benicio del Toro, he didn't have the biggest role, but he had a prominent role, if that makes sense. You'll have to come see the movie to know what I mean. But he's impactful on screen. Like, I loved his character. I love his vibe. He's always kind of chill, laid back. He's got that soft spoken. I don't even know if I can put, as an actor, if I can put him in a category, but he's like one of those typecast actors. He is versatile, but when you see him in this role, he's like, yeah, he fits in that perfectly. And he was just like, he was kind of Sicario-ish, but also had a little bit of levity, a little bit of comedy, and that still chill, laid back vibe that I really enjoyed and was perfect. Especially like when he was having scenes with Leonardo, Bob in the movie. Those were great moments, and that's kind of like my favorite portion of the movie. I love the whole thing, but that part of the movie actually spoke to me a little bit. The daughter of Leonardo and Tiana in the story, she was great. I haven't seen her anything else. I think her name is Chase something in real life, but she was phenomenal. And I thought, was that a lightning? I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry, I got distracted for a minute. But yeah, she was great. I'd love to see her and more. And again, her bouncing off of Leonardo, other characters. Um, she held her own. Like she was surprised to me. And another thing with this, with a movie that is over a 2 hour runtime, 2 hour 40 minutes or whatever the case was, um, she held her and she came across or into the movie. Sorry, Mustang going past, but she came into the movie like I want to say an hour in or something, and that's kind of where the movie picked up for me. Like it's the pacing is great. Let me get that straight right off the bat. But at the beginning, it's a little bit more of a slow build because you're still getting to know the characters and they're bouncing around kind of a lot. You're taking in a lot of dialogue to see what the main purpose and focus of the movie is. And there's like a lot of sexual innuendos. So you're like, what the heck is going on? What am I watching? But it's keeping you interested the whole time. So there's that build up. You're watching all the things that they're doing, leading into what follows and eventually the climax. But yeah, so slow build, and then an hour in is where it kind of picked up for me, and that's when more of the tension starts to rise. And I thought they held it at a decent pace throughout the whole thing. There's no moments where I was like on the edge of my seat tension. But there are a lot of moments where like your heart rate escalates a little bit and you're like in it, you're in the story. You're laughing a little bit, even at parts you wouldn't expect to laugh at. I guess it depends on your humor as well. But I thought this was a greatly balanced movie, and I give kudos for everything from acting to story plot. And again, I wanted to touch on that too. Story in this one was very good, and most of it was believable. Like there's a few wild things that happen, but it's grounded in terms of all the things that happened in this I could see happening. Like this is a crock pot of ideals, I guess. There's a little bit of there's the liberal side, there's conservative, not much religion. I won't say that, but and then just the revolution that you have from Leonardo and their people's side. There's some characters that had a somewhat of a role in the beginning of the movie that you don't really see much from later in the movie, and that's fine with me. But I expected a little bit more of them. I don't even know what else. I'm bouncing all over the place. This is a movie that I'll come to see again, probably in theaters. And I came on matinee day, so I got it for like $6 or whatever the case is. But this is a full price movie worth seeing. And I'll come see it again. And actually, I'm kind of still on a high since I just came out of the theater. I don't come all that often, to be honest, but it's like 10 p.m. right now, and I'm kind of contemplating going back in and not seeing that again, but seeing another movie. I already saw The Long Walk 2 days ago, and maybe I'll drop a review for that too if you guys want to see it. But yeah, not 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it. Might go up on the next one, might go down, but this is a fun ride. So not adrenaline pumping, but keeps the tension at a steady pace. Uh, Acting is phenomenal. You can't get. I don't think you can get better than that. That's 10 out of a 10. As far as the director, the tension for me, like I said, it stays at a steady pace. But there's a scene near the climax that involves a car chase. And like the camera angles they use, that really helped with the tension. And I thought I've never seen that personally before. I don't know if that's something that's been used before. If you guys have seen it before, let me know. But that was phenomenal, and I really enjoyed that. The cinematography in this was excellent. And I guess a reason that this doesn't get a 10 out of 10, the score. the score was okay. There's a lot of like jazz influence and like instrumentals going on, not necessarily like beats, but instruments just playing in the background, jazz influenced. Like at the very beginning of this movie, it comes hard hitting with like the music or the sound, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be kind of aggressive, and I'm looking forward to what they kind of do with it, as far as the soundtrack. But that's kind of where it went downhill from there as far as the music goes. Like it's kind of stays on that tone, but slightly decreases to, I guess, just to give the story and the actors, the characters their shine. Um, but I thought that could have been a little bit better. Like I wouldn't. None of the music elevates each scene. There's music and it's in the background playing, but it doesn't like if that was more on point. I feel like those edge of your seat moments would have been there for me, but that wasn't the case. But this is already at 10 minutes long. I'm gonna cut it here, but hopefully let me know what you thought if you guys saw it already. If you haven't, let me know if you plan on going and see it in the theater. If not, why not? But 9 out of 10 for me. Let me know your score review. I'll talk to you later. Deuces.